Hello everybody, it's Matt Cut back for game number 2 of Wasted versus Victoria's Secret here. Not going to waste any time getting right into things here. We saw in game number 1, both teams picked kind of snowball lineups, and Wasted just happened to get that early roll down the hill. That first nudge pushed them into the lead. We'll see how it goes here in game number 2. Victoria's Secret once again banning out that Snapfire, maybe looking for the Phoenix pickup again, but they won't be allowed it, as Wasted will simply ban it. Now hopefully, it's my hope that teams stop picking Undying. Because I understand why you want to pick him. You know, you see this hero, he feels really good in the lane, and when you're winning, he feels good too. Because when you're winning and you're taking fights and there's a tombstone, the enemy team can just do nothing. But I feel like it's a bit of a fallacy, you know, because that's only what happens when you're winning. And Undying, you'd be winning without him. So I'm hoping that instead we see a more traditional pause 5. I've seen a lot of teams pick it up, and it's just, it feels underwhelming every game that I see with it.
10 seconds remain.
But looking at the bans, Victoria's Secret will ban on the IO. Honestly, an excellent decision. IO is one of those heroes where if a team has an IO player, you just gotta ban that. If someone's playing IO, you don't want to play into it. And now we've got Sand King as the first pick, not the first pick, for Victoria's Secret. Solid offlaner. Looks like they'll pick Tree up his Spirit Breaker once again. It looked really good last game. The vision's always nice, and the global presence is exceptional. I was a fan of it last game for sure, but I am a fan of the Sand King. Sand King just feels solid. He feels like he's a sleeper pick right now. I don't think he's a top-tier offlaner by any stretch. I think that there are other heroes that do the offlane thing better. The Underlord, the Bloodseeker, they come to mind the most. But the Sand King is solid. He offers a lot of team fight, a lot of catch, a lot of damage. He's harder to lock down on, to lock in on and really secure that kill. He offers a lot to a team. And I think that's what you want out of your offlaners right now. They'll then pick up the Shadow Demon, so some more catch, but also, importantly, something they lacked last game, they have some save for people that get gone on. And I think that is going to be very important. See a lot of teams not really drafting save too much anymore. There was a time where basically if you didn't have one save, you were losing the game. Less so nowadays, but I always do like to see these Shadow Demons, these Winter Wyverns, these Oracles, even to a lesser extent, just the typical mech builders, you know, like the Snapfires. Or in some cases as well, the Maranas, you know, these heroes that can pick up that healing item just to protect their cores. Wasted will pick up the Doom, an excellent pick. In my opinion, top 3 mid laners right now. Always seems to do amazing whenever I see him. Not at all surprised. I was honestly surprised it made it so far through in the last game. That is a powerful pickup. The ability to remove a hero is incredible. And also the fact that, as far as I'm concerned, if you have 2 mid laners of equal skill, Doom will never lose a lane. Like, he will always come out even or on top. Just because of the way Devour works, his ability to clear camps out, just seems very powerful. Victoria's Secret will once again ban out the PL, likely a targeted ban. Again, I couldn't really check too much. But a much better ban this game. Given that they don't have to worry too much about the IO partners. Now both teams looking pretty solid so far. You know, no team has the real 1-2 whack-a-punch Whack-a-Punch. I don't even know what that is, but that big 1-2 punch where they have something insane, that insane synergy, like the old Luna Venge, the Sven Io. But Wasted do have the Doom, so overall their power looking a little bit higher.
10 seconds.
We'll just have to see though how things kind of flesh out here.
5 seconds.
As Victoria's Secret already have pretty good team fight. Wasted though. The Doom is in the cards, and sometimes Doom is your team fight. The Blink, the Stomp, the Doom, and you've already won. So, a bit hard to tell at this stage. A Morphling ban will come out from the side of Wasted. An interesting one. I feel like Doom is a pretty good counter to Morph, since Morph does rely on that mobility and that constant changing of stats to deal damage. But they just decide it's not worth the hassle. Victoria's Secret will ban out the AM. Very respectable. AM, one of those heroes that can be infuriating to play against. But we'll have to see how it goes. As we get into final bans for this section, Victoria's Secret, the first to eliminate a hero. They will eliminate a Spectre, unsurprising. Late game hard carry, you see those banned. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a Terrorblade or a Sven ban coming out from the side of Wasted here, although both teams seem to sort of be ignoring the Sven in these matches. Definitely the power pick of the patch. Up there with the Doom. That's taking a bit of time to consider what they want their last ban to be. If they're looking for something standard, I imagine it is between the Terrorblade and the Sven. Both of these heroes are very standard. They will ban the Troll instead. I don't know about that one, Chief. Troll feels so easily kiteable. I guess this game you don't have a lot to deal with him just yet, so maybe you just want to play it safe. But that does leave both Sven and TB in the pool. They do have pick number 5, so they may elect to take one of those themselves. We'll just have to see here in a minute. They will elect to take the Rubik. So it is going to be probably a 5 Spirit Breaker on that tree, and Rubik is a great hero. Especially in the Chinese scene, we're seeing this hero picked up a ton. It's just the classic. The thing with Rubik is just you get the enemy spells, but they're better. Burrow Strike, good spell. Obviously, the bubble from Shadow Demon Dispersion. Is it? No, that's Spectre's ability. Is very good. Oh no, I'm a bad caster. Disruption. It's a good steal, obviously. And Mars will come out from Victoria's Secret. I really like Mars, especially when you don't have anyone who can really get out of that arena or get into it. Wasted will pick up the Juggernaut. He does have a way to get in and out of that arena, so obviously he is going to do just fine into that, as long as he doesn't get speared. But a solid counter, and as I always say, just such a good foundational pick. Your Juggernaut fits into any lineup. Victoria's Secret respond with the Dragon Knight. So, probably mid DK with an offlane Mars, but we may see that swapped around here. Don't imagine we will. But this will just ensure that Doom wins his lane. Doom obviously wins most lanes, but whenever you see a DK, the lane is always just kind of... both are going to farm. Like, DK is really hard to kill, but he doesn't have any kill threat. He doesn't really crush anyone in lane, but he doesn't really get crushed in lane. So you're setting up Doom for a good game, but DK will also probably have a pretty good game himself. Now we're getting into the final bans. Pugna, the ban from Victoria's Secret.
5 seconds.
An interesting decision, as I feel that Wasted probably still need an offlaner. Of course, Doom can fulfill that role, but Doom just feels so good in the mid lane that you always want him there. But Victoria's Secret, they seem to think this is an offlane Doom. We'll have to see if that intuition is correct. Wasted, though, rightfully banning out carries. No surprise there. Victoria's Secret absolutely still need a carry. I don't know if they play it, but TB is still in the pool. A strong hero. Doom is a little bit scary into the TB since he can prevent you from using that Sunder and those illusions. So maybe not what you want to go for this game. Sven also untouched. Left totally open.
Radiant must choose.
And the PA will be the final ban. I'm not sure how I feel about the PA ban. Once the Doom gets onto you as a PA, you're pretty dead.
5 seconds.
Now, does Doom apply a break? I thought it used to, but I don't think it does in... Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to. Now, Victoria's Secret will elect to take an Ursa as their last pick. An interesting decision here that we haven't seen in a while. Will be good into the Doom, as that damage ramp will ignore how tanky Doom can become, but he may struggle a bit as well.
10 seconds.
Now it's Wasted's turn. Will they pick up the mid laner or the off laner? I'm hoping for a mid laner. Excuse me, I'm hoping for an off laner. I think mid Doom is too strong not to play in that position. So I would be looking for something like the Underlord. Underlord, maybe Centaur, maybe even Axe. Maybe not Axe since you're into an Ursa. And they'll take the win, so it is going to be a 3 Doom with a mid-wind. Oh, never mind, it's a mid-Doom. Flower picks it up. So it looks like it's going to be an off-lane Wind. Very interesting. Off-lane Windrunner feels a bit weak to me, but I think that's more so because she doesn't provide that off-lane role. Since we do have a Doom, Doom will pick up that slack. So I think in this situation, it's a solid pickup. You know, in my pubs, though, please don't pick off-lane Wind. It feels so bad when you have a Wind and a Quap and you have absolutely zero team fight, but it's balanced out, as I said. I'm okay with it here. And it's going to be more so playing the 3 from the mid and the... Or rather, the traditional role of the 3 from the mid and the mid from the 3. Obviously, he's still going to get positioned to farm, most likely, on Flower. But we'll be seeing them we'll be seeing them playing the more traditional off-lane blink initiation stun on Flower, whereas I do believe that we will be seeing from the Windrunner the more traditional damage build. Unlikely to see like the Blink Yules build up or anything like that, or Blink Force. Well, we'll find out now as we get into game number 2. Alright, good. It saved my free camera. We will go ahead and hop into the bottom lane. So this is going to be the mid DK. As stated, I do believe that, whoops. You know what, though? That's a pretty good statue. We got nothing. Go. Another Axe one. What's that? Is that... I don't know about that one, Chief. But that does look good with the Necro with the gold. Meanwhile, look, it's just Ogre. Oh, Potato, why? Well, might not have time as we do have some engagements. No, okay, back to the effigy game. Clockwork, the wow, the hook. Alright, I like it. Welcome to the slam, a good one. Slam dunk, also a good one. Oh, they don't have 5. Well, took a second to look at the effigies. I gotta say, I think Dyer's got it beat. Tips, the chili peppers, the dances, the high fives. Oh, more disco balls. What a wholesome time we have down in this lane. And I think we're gonna see 2 bounties go for Dyer. Oh, Potato doesn't manage to get it. It still will be a 2 for 2. Potato obviously has to take the Fade Bolt or else his lane is essentially griefed. Which you hate to see. Doom's gonna walk up and eat the range creep. Surprising no one. And look at this immediate fighting up top. Tree has to be a bit careful. But he'll walk out this way. And now it's gonna be hard for either team really to get a kill here. So this 4 Sand King, we'll have to see how it goes. Usually I think 4 Sand King feels a bit underwhelming. Meanwhile in the bot lane, I have to imagine Kira's gonna have an okay time. Although he will have a lot of harass coming into him from both Potato and Og. But I don't think his lane will be too rough here. As I said mid, I think both mid laners are going to farm just fine. And I think Doom is going to come out way on top. Just as both are going to farm, but Doom with the Devour gets the natural gold bonus. Oh yeah, he's going to have a whale of a time. Up top... could be dangerous for both teams, honestly. A good stun into a spin could spell the death of any Radiant hero, but a stun into a spear, into a God's Rebuke, could be equally deadly. As it looks like Tree and Flupper are going to brawl it out a bit here, but nothing really going either way. But does get the important range creep deny. And he's winning in terms of CS so far, although... actually, no, he is winning in terms of CS, just generally. And I think with the addition of that Devour already level 2, going to get him off to a rocking start. There's some mind games coming out, and actually CD will succeed! Making him miss 2 last hits. Meanwhile, though, Kira taking a lot of harass here. The level 1 Fade Bolt, the lift, doesn't actually lift him back. It might have been enough if he had. A very near miss on the first blood as now Flupper tries to pull the creeps back, but 2 of the creeps just give up. And now Geom get charged. The spear will connect. This could be very dangerous for Tree. The God's Rebuke. But a bit of a stack stun from Flupper as now Tree has to be a bit careful, but will get out without any further harm coming to him. The whole time, Juggernaut was getting CS. So DK starting to win in the last hit department, but there's a Devour, so it evens out. Meanwhile, though, another go onto the Ursa. The miss time from Og, though, just slightly too early. Will make them lose out the kill. Sand King will be forced to TP, and Og is taking a lot of Shadow Poison stacks. But he will be able to get out. I don't think 3 level 1 stacks is going to even nearly kill him. Not at all. Man, poor Kira. They're just going on him constantly.
That was kind of you.
And as a result of this rotation, Juggernaut is farming pretty freely now. In the mid, Radiant securing both bounty runes. And it looks like it will be the DK to pick up the regen ring. He doesn't have the bottle, but that regen will obviously be equally useful, giving him mana. Hellflower Cinnamon just pops it off. Just says, you know what? Nah. Doom walks up, east range creep, as we expect. And Kira's actually getting bullied pretty heavily. I thought his lane would go okay, but it looks like the power of the Rubik and the Wind is just enough to really force Kira into having a bad time. It looks like they're trying to farm up this stack, but with the Shadow Demon as well, it may be a bit difficult to secure those last hits for themselves. As Tree goes for the up pull on the side camp, but Flipper will definitely interject here and say, no, you know what, I don't think you are going to get to perform that pull. But it might work out as, actually, no. Flipper, he has the boots, he's faster. It will be a 2-for-2 bounty exchange. And it's so funny, you see these two sitting next to each other in the mid later. They're both half HP, and you realize neither of them are anywhere near death. And it looks like Flower is going for the more traditional build we've been seeing lately. The 2, the 4, and then probably the 1 point Infernal Blade, as opposed to maxing that Devour. Oh man, look at that. CD size to tank a couple of tower hits. Flower doesn't want to devour this creep. Wants to go into the jungle and find the more powerful Devour creep, or possibly just devour the siege creep, and DP will. Taking a lot of damage though. That was a very aggressive play. Pops the Fairy Fire. One more right click though should take him out, and that'll be first blood for CD. A very aggressive maneuver by the Doom. You're tanky, but you're not that tanky, pal. CD actually going to put down a ward to block the small camp, but is looking for a rune instead of pushing. Doom will be able to get back up, come in. And losing that regen as well is going to hurt. Does have Doom available to him, but I don't think you're going to be able to get much. It looks like we might be having a go onto someone. It's very split up as Shadow Demon goes onto Rubik and then Ursa goes onto Wind. But now we got some weak heroes in this lane. Tree has Charge. If they want to look for Geom, they could go for it. Charge Spin is available, would result in a kill most likely. And the charge will now come out, but it's honestly a bit late as Off isn't in a good position. Doesn't get a bash with the first hit. And won't get a bash with the second, and Off isn't quite fast enough to keep up. Does not have the boots yet. So an unfortunate misplay on the gank, it would seem. Ursa is also forced into the jungle at this point. So this is going pretty well for Dire down bottom. But the other lanes, so far, definitely favoring Radiant, especially this mid lane. Now here's the thing. I say this, right? 50 to 36. But when I hit this Y key and it pulls up the net worth, I'll bet you this Doom is pretty close. And I'm wrong! 800 net worth behind. Guess that's just the result of the 2 points instead of the 4. The Doom is kind of falling behind here. Oh no, that's an aggressive salve. right in front of him. That salve's not going to do much. It looks like they want to make it go onto the mid lane here. Fluffer is in behind. A charge is coming out. CD is in a bit of a position to maybe get gone on. Will get pulled back. The Doom, though, interrupted by the stun from the DK. And Shadow Demon's already here. Flupper also already here. This could actually turn around and go majorly in favor of Radiant, as Flupper does get the stun. CD doesn't have the... actually does have the Dragon Tail. Just manages to pop it. And now Flower, you have to run. You have to try and get out. And it looks like he will be able to. He walks back towards the lane, and he still has no ability. Flower hasn't devoured an actual creep yet. It's a shame. Not really any great ones nearby him, but the fact that he's just elected to get nothing is pretty rough for him. Down bottom, though. It looks like we have a go. They were trying to go onto tree, but now it's actually Kira being gone on, as Og does have the rapid shot. The focus fire. It won't be enough, though. And look at this courier from Shadow Demon. What is happening? How does he get away with that? Well, the answer is he doesn't, as we do have a brawl. Fluffer is revealed. He will drop to Flower. There's no hope for him. His position was being given away by the charge, but look at this. CD is doing an excellent job of pushing. Flower maybe wants to go, but just can't get on top of the man. CD's done a good job of pushing his mid tower to fall very soon. 10-minute bounty's up. And the charge will come out. The Doom is ready with the Doom. Doesn't pop it. The tower goes over. And now they get nothing. And meanwhile up top, off will drop. So far an excellent start for Radiant here. The Doom finally comes out. The charge, it looks like they want to kill the DK, but Flupper's here. 4 heroes from Dire to try and get this kill. Flupper not able to get stunned, but look at how tanky DK is. DK feels unkillable as now Geom comes in on the back line. He still doesn't have an ult ready due to the mana cost. Flupper does get saved by Dombomb. Has to be very careful. Dodges out that charge shot. The power shot even from the wind. So a big rotation from Wasted that ultimately results in no real change. Is Kira having a chance to get back into this game behind the Juggernaut for sure? It's not going for the old Battle Fury build, instead going for the Sanjin Yasha. So wants to fight early. Radiant have taken that early mid tower, so it is going to be tough for them now to maintain map control. Remember, that was a Doom used as well. The only real thing that could possibly risk the DK's life is on cooldown, as Doom plus 4 just isn't enough to break through that powerful Dragon Blood. Nurse has basically been abandoned, but then again, Juggernaut also kind of been abandoned. Both free to farm as they see fit. Looks like Kira, instead of the phase, is going to elect to go for the power treads. Up top, we may have a smoke coming. There is one on the courier. They're grouping up for it, and in fact, they will charge onto this DK. We'll steal the illusion rune, but I don't have high hopes for this kill. He's already under his tier 1 tower. Rotations are coming in. They don't even need to commit them. Meanwhile, though, Ursa will die to Og solo. Power of the focus fire with the javelin, I suppose. And that is going to be rough. He's getting pushed further and further back, not really having the game that he wants. And up top, Geom also might be in trouble. 3 heroes here, but Geom also, another tanky hero, will get the push back. The steal on the spear will not connect, and Juggernaut will go flying into the creeps. What a perfect voice line for the situation here. Doom, back off cooldown. Ping. Onto CD. The Wind, it looks like, may want to go for this. But Radiant have vision of this. CD already returning home. The stun coming out. The Shackle isn't going to be there. He'll get the stun. He's getting dove on pretty hard. But now, Flupper here. They'll take out Tree most likely. Or will they? It looks like one more tower shot will not be enough. But they will take out Og. So another commitment for CD that's not going to go anywhere. Down bottom. Kira once again farming up. Knows he's safe without that Wind. Trying to get into this Sanjin Yasha. Trying to catch up. He's doing an okay job. And I miss Rubik going down as Radiant are still pushing up. Still looking for more. Will they actually look to pressure this tier 2? They do still have. Can't alt-click, so I'm not an observer. They do still have decent timing on this. Probably about 15 seconds left to get some damage. Geom still has his ultimate as well, I do believe. And they'll find Doom. And Flupper with the epicenter. That's a dead Doom. And I'll tell you what, I was worried about this Sand King looking a bit underwhelming from the pause 4, and he has not. He's been making excellent rotations, protecting their DK, doing a great job in this game. As it looks like they may go down bottom for Kira once again. The setup is here, but Kira has the vision, knows the Wind's coming, will back off, and in fact, he will just TP up top. A play that Windrunner cannot follow. It's in the Roche pit. They have a DD on the DK. They may elect to give this straight over to Kira. They have to know, though, with this ward, that something's up. Kira doesn't have any points in the overpower. It does have the Mask of Madness. I don't think Dire's in a position to stop this, though, even if they do know about it. The question is, will they give this over to CD or to Kira? I think we're probably giving it to Kira, since he's been so susceptible, but it also means that this Aegis probably won't be used for aggressive maneuvers. As Kira's still a long ways away from being fight ready, needs at least that Sanjin Yasha. Mars going for the Vlads, a solid pickup on the hero. Wind is coming in, but Mars is a hard kill. I don't think we're going to see much come out of that. As Juggernaut is farming quite well, getting towards that Yasha, and then going Yasha straight into the MKB. And then going for that Aghanim, so looking for the fast damage. But Radiant will definitely be getting a tower here, although with this play from Doom, Dire may look to try and get a tower here, but they will not. Is Kira likely to get this catapult last hit? No. Tower does not actually switch aggro. And Radiant, they want to defend bottom. They have a Sand King. Doesn't have the blink yet. They have a Dom Bomb. They're keeping in multiple. It looks like they want to get him. The stun does come through. Dom Bomb has the purge. The spin's there. There's no way to interrupt the TP though. And he will just get out. Now it's the full retreat. Potato trying to walk away, likely to do so. But they lose no objectives. And the whole time, Ursa is farming. Now caught up to the Juggernaut. We'll have that that Sanj and Yasha completed very soon. Already has the Yasha. Down bottom, we have a third tower. Going the way of Radiant. So an excellent start for Victoria's Secret. They can really get this ball rolling with one pick and one good fight here, as they'll find a pick. A Doom comes in, the arena is countered, so there's two arenas on the field, but Mars will survive. The disruption is powerful. They will lose the Mars. Doom trying to run away, and actually CD has to be very careful, taking a lot of damage. But Flupper's here, he has the epicenter, he has the burrow. Wind in a lot of trouble. Will go down. Doom trying to run away, actually has the blink dagger and will get out. Right now it's a 2-for-2 trade, but It looks like it'll end up being a 2 for 3 as they take out the mid laner. The Fortify is here, but this may still be a tower. Although Juggernaut, he wants to go in. Has the Omni, could elect to use it. They're going in onto DK, dealing a lot of damage, but he's going to survive. Jug taking a lot of damage, has to be very careful, spinning down the creep wave. He will have the Omni Slash available to him, but is it going to be enough? Potato taking a lot of damage. One more right click should be enough to do it, and he will go down indeed. Now though, Juggernaut ults in onto Kira. Kira taking a lot of damage. Aegis is popped, but he still has that second life. Tree trying to run away, will not get pinned up. The blink, the stun, they will find him now. He does have a charge, but will not have time to get it off. As this fight goes wild, I think ultimately still in favor of the Radiant here. The only survivor for Dire being the Jug. And that's gold in the pocket of Kira, who has elected to go for that Essence Ring, a very solid item. The mana regen, obviously going to be very good, but more importantly, that big heal for him. Because he doesn't have a ton of mana usage. Look at this. Geom, he wants to go further. This lead is slowly pressuring in favor. And actually, look at this. Under the ward. No, I lied. Not under the ward. Juggernaut, though. Now, Envision. The invis will fade at an unfortunate time, though, but there is a blink, there is a stun. If they want to go for it, Geom, though, electing not to commit. The Purge is there. A perfect Mars ulti, and that is the Jug falling. The charge is coming in from Spirit Breakers. This may turn into a fight, but unlikely to do so, as actually the stun will come out onto Tree. A blink available soon for the DK, but it will not occur. They'll just get a pick, get it back off, and it looks like get 2 bounties. Aegis soon to expire. Actually already has. Actually he died, I forgot, because I'm a fool. A big Shackle though coming out on a Mars. That's the first tier 2 to fall at about the 20-minute mark. Unfortunately after, look at Ursa. Ursa is showing no fear playing near this high ground. They do have vision, they get the blink, they get the stun. This is definitely going to be a very, very dead man. As now they continue going in. Burrow Strike out from Potato might be powerful enough. Kira is in position. They do not yet have an ultimate from Mars. Meanwhile, though, the Doom comes out on the Ursa. Ursa is forced to walk away, but isn't going to die. It doesn't look like. Mars taking a lot of damage, and actually the Windrunner will fall to, I believe, the Poison stacks. Now the Doom's expired, and that's a buyback from the Spirit Breaker. That's a Doom. That's a Windrunner using her ability. Or dying after using her abilities. Windrun just not powerful enough. I believe she did tick out to the Shadow Poison of the Disruptor. So a very good fight for Radiant. As now, rightfully so, DK circles out the bounty rune, says, hey guys, let's get those. Down bottom, Tree. Sort of looking around. Not going to find anything. Get some okay aggressive visioning. Kira might be in a bit of trouble with his positioning. Does Dire have a ward? Dire will see him. All 4 heroes are in the area. A tier 2 for Kira isn't the worst trade. Doom is in exceptionally deep, but I doubt they'll be able to get the kill into him now. Kira ultimately very safe, going for that Basher as the next item. And now Geom does have that Mars ulti back off of cooldown. CD as well. Has a full BKB. 10 seconds. Going for the Aghanims as well. That ward does get dewarded. This Tree trying to build in that Solar Crest. Pretty standard. Doom now trying to get that BKB. He has the blink. He has the stun. But we haven't really seen the initiation out of Flower this game. It feels like Radiant have been finding those initiations themselves, and it's much harder to play Doom off the back foot, as it looks like Jug is going to TP out just fine. But they will deny the tier 1 tower. And look at this though, Tree will get caught by Kira. So they still find a pick. It looks like the last tier 2 may be Falling Sea and Flupper. Going for that Lotus Orb. A solid pickup to protect from the Doom. Obviously you'll still get doomed, but you'll also put the Doom onto Doom. So not at all a bad choice. As Victoria's Secret look to take out the final tower outside of Dire's base. And indeed, they will take it with no problemo. But I don't think they will look for high ground. Roshan is on a long spawn from the looks of things. Gonna be that 10-minute spawn. Fortunately, Radiant doesn't really have any vision. Wind trying to get up to that MKB, but just not pulling it. Unfortunately, a little bit too far behind Juggernaut, though. It's his turn to try and get out. As lots of heroes from Radiant, they do have the vision of him. They see him juking towards the trees. The spin is out, but he doesn't have time to TP now, and this should be just a dead Juggernaut. We'll stack the stuns, but it won't matter, as he will fall. His teleport was off cooldown. If he had just TP'd... Oh no, there was a basher available. But meanwhile, though, they'll find the Shadow Demon. But Sand King's not done yet. He finds the Doom. And now, CB's here. Deal damage into the Rubik. The Rubik getting very low. Has the Fade Bolt, but no other way to get himself out. So that's ultimately an excellent trade. And that may even turn into a high ground push for Radiant here. No Juggernaut for 20. They have the Dragon form. Pop the fort. And that'll probably force the Radiant back. Look at this. They have the Courier. They know the Roche is up, and they'll probably just elect to go directly back for it here. As Ursa rapidly getting his final item before I'd say he's the true powerhouse. Oh, and no, Tree, you just used your big escape, but he juked successfully. Kira will not find that Spirit Breaker. Although, with that blink, CD in a good position to find the Dragon Tail. The charge is back off cooldown for Tree, but the bash is there. Kira will acquire the kill, but now the entirety of Dire is here. They will get the Doom onto the Ursa. He will not be able to run away and instead will face his death. Now, though, it's also the DK who could be in trouble. He does have the BKB, but he's probably not going to pop it. Realizes that he's dead, and that is a big set of picks for Dire. They stay a little bit too long. Look at that gold swing. That's real good. Now, unfortunately, that is on the wrong side of the map to take Roshan. With no Doom down, it will be hard to fight. There's also no real objective. So they get the gold. They slow down the Ursa and the DK to give their Jug time to get back on top, back into this game. As he almost has that MKB completed. The Wind should have that MKB coming to her. There's a good damage spike for Dire. Now in the Roshan area, but I don't think they'll be able to get much out of it. Fluffer as well, playing very far back in that Sandstorm. He should be fine. I do believe Radiant will look for the Roche. They don't have any vision into the enemy jungle to really find anything. That ward may be enough to see them walk in a pit. Indeed, it will be. But are they going to be able to stop this? They're not really in the area. Possibly not. They tried to make a plan to CD, but without the Doom, it's going to be tough. There's a time to get the gank, it's now, but the Aegis is popped, and now CD will look to go on the aggressive himself. They take that outpost, likely to keep it for 3 minutes as well here. As DK almost finishing up that Aghanims. They do have a decent vision, but they won't really catch anyone of value here. But they can just sit behind the Ursa while he hits the high ground if they so desire. Right now, though, not even rushing to push it in. They'll pop the DK ultimate. They don't even need their Ursa here. So dealing good damage. Obviously, the regen is strong, but not going to be enough. And actually, Radiant will just pivot and decide to go top. Not sure if that's entirely necessary. The repair kit does last a while, so perhaps you just decide it's not worth dealing with. So now they pressure. A big stun does come in a Doom as well, but a solid arena will take out two heroes. Jug does manage to get the Omni to avoid the death. Flupper has to be very careful, dying rapidly. Flower, though, falling exceptionally quickly. Will go down. Flupper still barely alive. Will drop as well. So far, though, they've only lost the DK and the Sand King. The Aegis is still online. They'll take out the Spirit Breaker. Will they elect to continue their high ground push? They are down a significant amount of their push, but they still have the Aegis. There's not really anything that Dire can do to stop them without some of those ultimates. It looks like they will elect not to. Gion going for the BKB. And they're actually just probably going to stick around and shove in the lanes here. Probably cut this bottom lane, if I had to imagine. Is very pushed in. And we will see Geom set up to do just that. Pull it back with the God's Rebuke. Doesn't even toss the spear, just slowly clears it up. And the thing is when the DK is back, that Doom's still on cooldown for 70 seconds. But the DK ultimate is coming up. So they could look to try and make another push here. Instead, they'll try for bounties, likely to get all 4. And both outposts, so that's solid setup. As GM is being initiated on, but this isn't exactly where you want to be. Dawn Bomb will just stop the Doom, and now Kira's here. Kira will immediately drop the Abyssal onto Tree, and Tree will pop. Sermon standing in the middle of an arena, and actually the Stolen Arena will take out the Mars, but now Kira is going forward. He sees Potato. There's nothing Potato can do. Meanwhile, Flubber on the left side is going to get a stun, and then the net onto Og. Og trying to run away. Kira doesn't have that Abyssal Blade. The TP coming out, they won't catch her. So they think she went up, but this is still good if you're on the side of Radiant. That's 3 big picks. You lose the Mars, but the DK Ultimate's online, and the Doom is down. Now, they don't know Doom has buyback. Should probably be assuming that he does. And oh no, look at this. Another repair kit. The repair kit paying dividends, and it looks like Radiant will make the intelligent decision. Not willing to fight into that repair kit, they will just go up top. A charge has come out onto CD. But now, though, Tree might be in trouble. Another Abyssal. This was a buyback. They'll actually manage to get out. Og, a brilliant Shackle, will slow them down. Radiant have to be careful. Have to focus on these objectives. Doom coming up in 10 seconds and has the Doom. Aegis expiring in about a minute here. Another big Shackle. They're going in onto the DK, but a big stun from Flupper. Followed up by Kira. He's doing a lot of damage, and the wind will fall. There is no buyback. The cheese is popped on CD. He's back at full HP, spreading the damage from the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut has to be very careful. Gets smashed up. He goes down. A blink, a stun, a BKB from the Doom isn't going to be enough, and now Tree will fall. That was a dieback. Off. Buys back, TP's in, but forced to immediately run away. Doom still has Doom. They have the Mars back, who has the ultimate. Mars has his God's Rebuke stolen, but you're probably okay with that. Better than any of his other abilities, as the top lane will inevitably fall here. And indeed, Dire unable to even prevent it, as Flower doesn't have that BKB. A blink-in would be suicide at this stage. Gage is going to pop in about 10 seconds here. Kira. You have to be careful. This is their moment. This is their time. Radiant, they're pushing their advantage, and this is dangerous territory. If they can get it, it'll be worth it. With that Aegis pop, you should immediately bail. Kira is pinged instantly. They want to go on him, and now Radiant make their full retreat. Dire, though, they're looking to chase. They have the smoke. Radiant rightfully go into the triangle, hold the high ground. Flupper to prevent the smoke play with Geom if they try to make one. But they actually back out, and the Doom comes out onto the Ursa. Ursa's been caught out. but he's doing okay right now. Actually still doing a lot of damage, and a big ultimate from the Mars will stop the Jug. Mars will fall. Meanwhile, though, they lose 2 on the back lines, and now they'll lose the Doom as well. The only hero with buyback as Juggernaut falls as well. GG is called. Victoria's Secret comeback from game 1 to win game 2.
Is under attack.
What an excellent play. This time they take the snowball. They get the good initiations. They do such a good job of protecting from that Doom. The early rotations on Dire were smart. They just couldn't take out the DK. Too tanky of a target. Slightly too hard to kill. And in the end, Versa comes online. Mars does an excellent job. And I've got to say, props to Flupper, man. The pause for Sand King is always a little bit concerning to me. You know, because in lane especially, he feels kind of weak. But Flupper did a beautiful job of playing well in the lane and in the game. Saving his cores with the Burrow so many times and setting up so many kills with the Epis. The joy to watch. And I'm excited to see these guys in the playoffs. I'm excited to see both teams in the playoffs. Every game I've casted of AD2l has been such good Dota. So it's gonna be real exciting to watch them brawl it out as we're now entering the playoffs this week. And I'll hopefully be casting that. For now, though, you all have a wonderful day.